to your body and feel each move you make. Your voice is warm and tender, a love that I could not forsake, 'cause I'm your lady and you are my man. Whenever you reach for me, I'll do all that I can. Lost is how I'm feeling, lying in your arms, when the world that says too much to take, that all ends when I'm with you. Even though there may be times.
These are the Land Rover Range Rover P38. They come in model years of 1996 through 2002. The Range Rover is the second generation Range Rover model from British car maker Land Rover. It was launched on September 28th of 1994, 24 years after the introduction of the first generation Range Rover. It included an updated version of the Rover V8 engine with the option of a 2.5-liter BMW 6-cylinder turbo diesel. The new model offered more equipment and premium trims, positioned the vehicle above the Land Rover Discovery to face the increased competition in the SUV marketplace. It is usually known as the Range Rover P38 or P38A outside of Land Rover, after the office building in which the vehicle development team was based. During the early development stages, the engineering team was based in the engineering block at Solihull, and the vehicle was known by the project designations of Pegasus and Discovery, changing to P38A when the team moved to Block 38A at Solihull. The name Discovery was used temporarily as a cover to confuse journalists while the original Discovery vehicle was being developed. During production, Land Rover referred to it as either the new Range Rover or by its model designation of LP. They have 3 trim levels of Original Range Rover, Range Rover Vogue, and the limited edition autobiography. Now their powertrain. In 1999, the Range Rover V8 received a new Bosch engine management system from the BMW 7 Series, known as the E38. This replaced the Lucas Gem system. This engine is also known as the Bosch or Thor engine. It can easily be identified by its intake manifold. The diesel edition received an EGR engine system, which came with a plastic inlet manifold. A modulator sends back part of the exhaust gas into the manifold, thus mixing hot exhaust gas via a vacuum pump into the cold air from the intercooler. The 4-liter V8 petrol and the 2.5-liter i6 diesel engine were mated to either the R380 manual gearbox or the ZF 4HP 22 transmission, as used in the late classic Range Rover 300 TDI, TD5, or V8 Discoveries. The 4.6-liter V8 petrol engine was only mated to the ZF 4HP 24 transmission. The R38 gearbox is basically the same as in the previous Range Rover or Discovery 300 TDI. The primary shaft for the diesel is different with a small input diameter for the spigot bearing inside the BMW flywheel, and the output shaft has been changed to allow for the different Borg-Warner box. The Borg-Warner transfer box no longer had direct control of high/low range gears, meaning that the vehicle has to nearly stop before shifting from high to low range, and the level from the classic model has been replaced by an electric control on the dashboard for the manual and an H pattern gate on the automatic gear level. The transfer cases chain and sprockets have been reinforced. The rear differential on the 4.6-liter V8 petrol model were a 4-pin version, and a 4-wheel traction control was included with the vehicle, whereas initially the 4-liter V8 and the 2.5-liter R6 only had 2-pin versions and 2-wheel traction control on the rear wheels. Later versions had the 4-wheel traction control, and the later 4.6-liter V8 petrol model had a 4-pin front differential. Now here's how these cars sound. The second generation incorporated new engine management and improved electronic air suspension called EAS that allow automatic speed-determined height adjustment. The 5-speed suspension heights offered by EAS from lowest to highest in terms of height, access, motorway, standard, off-road, and off-road extended. Height was also adjustable manually between the first 4 settings. The off-road extended seating setting was only accessible automatically by the EAS ECU. The chassis was also made stronger and new welding techniques were used. This was the last Range Rover available with a manual gearbox and a classic transfer box. Other features included anti-lock braking system and in some automatic gearbox models 2-wheel traction control, although later models saw this feature applied to all 4 wheels. Now here's my story. Looking at more into these cars since back in 2014 seems to be a luxurious Jeep Cherokee I can acknowledge through today, and also a luxurious version competitor for a Nissan Pathfinder. Annually, I still see these cars in rare amounts, which gave me a sight into admiration for late 90s comfort and visualization of luxury. And recently, as a Brooklyn resident of New York City, I saw one of these, which was a 2000 Range Rover 4.6 HSC in green, parked on East 88th Street and Avenue A. This was twice in August and once lately in this month of September. This green color with these cool spoke rims gives a definition of a Land Rover pride it combined with. Plus, in July this year, I saw one parked in an alleyway between few houses by a Clarkson Avenue. This decade became extremely hard to see these cars run around the streets as if they were outlawed. This is because these Range Rovers in this generation were known to be the best, but an unloved generation compared to the predecessors of themselves. Now to analyze for these cars. Times have moved on. Now that Range Rover Classics changed hands for eye-wateringly large sums of money, many fans of the green oval have turned to the P38s in search of all that Land Rover's trademarks flagship should offer. The market is slowly awakening to the once berated model's potential. Rather, many owners bought their P38 and ran the engine dry of oil, paid little attention to the electrical system, and shrugged off the servicing interval as though it was optional. Then they sell it on when the first sign of issue presented itself, meaning each subsequent new owner inherited and compounded what amounted to mechanical sabotage. Like the Classics, it's certainly not the most economical, nor is it capable of being ignored without things going wrong, often horribly. Yet keep tabs on maintenance, and you've got a practical, comfortable, dependable, luxurious, tough, safe, and spacious wagon capable of amazing off-road feats, all for less than $4,000, even for the best ones. No other car in the world can successfully undertake all of the above without losing soul or being a disposable white good. I personally think that these P38s could have exceeded the legacy much better than the classics. The design of this car was rich and convenient, combining 4 cars into one. An elegant cruiser, an off-road mud plugger, a van, and a practical family wagon. It's a Jaguar that can tow a boat, it's a BMW that isn't afraid of water, it's a Mercedes-Benz you can use to climb a mountain, it's also a bloody nightmare if uncared for. And from the practicality of that massive load space to comfort level usually found only within a British Airways first-class cabin, its character and feasibility are matched by no other vehicle. The Land Rover company calls it the world's most advanced sport utility, aimed at discerning drivers and sportsmen. We won't argue with that description. Given a choice, we'd prefer something on the order of a Lexus LS400 for ordinary highway driving. Still, if a taste of off-roading lies in your future and a run-of-the-mill sport utility vehicle doesn't turn you on, what better way to blast into the bush than in a Range Rover? It's not a drive, it's an experience. Anyways, I'm very impressed that this has become the first Range Rover to increase modular attraction. Since it arrived in 1994, it was instantly recognizable thanks to its familiar silhouette, floating roof, clamshell bonnet, rectangular headlights, practical split tailgate, and continuous waistline, all of which continue to this day. The vehicle also displayed an even more luxurious interior without compromising on its on-road ability and off-road capability. Overall, these cars, they get a rate of 9.6 out of 10. So thank you guys for watching, like, comment, share, subscribe, and feel free to give your British thoughts on these P38 Range Rovers.
Make your every dream come true. drive me crazy, 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 crazy lately. I can't make you see what I see. Girl, you're one of a kind. Oh, she just wants to make you hate me. Girl, why can't you see? She can't do all of those things you do. Don't you get it confused? Don't let another girl between this love. I love you.